My husband is getting tired of my pregnancy symptoms. In the beginning of my pregnancy, my husband was very caring and adamant that I shouldn't lift anything heavy. We were moving and he did most of it by himself while I helped with packing and some light cleaning. He even got upset at me for moving a small printer from one room to another because I urgently needed something printed and we were redoing the electricity in the room the printer was in. I have quite bad pelvic girdle pain that restricts me quite a lot. It hurts to walk and do pretty much anything that requires me to move. In the mornings it is better, but if I have been doing something like vacuuming, I hurt a lot in the evening. I got a support belt from the doctor, but it doesn't help and I have basically been told to stay active but don't do anything that hurts, which is pretty difficult because most things hurt. Today, my husband was moving some furniture around and was trying to move a big, very heavy glass top table. He struggled with it himself for a while, but then asked me for help. He started learning it towards me and I had to tell him to stop because it was very, very heavy and I started feeling a pressure in my pelvis and overall got worried about hurting myself and the baby. My husband got upset at me and ended up moving it himself. He's also been talking about how he wishes that the pregnancy was over soon so he doesn't have to listen to me complain about the pain and watch me limp around the house. I have some signs of developing gestational diabetes as well and he doesn't seem to care at all about this. I have many weeks to go and I just wish he would be caring about me like he did in the beginning of the pregnancy. How can I get through to him that this upsets me? Is it possible that your husband is having a burnout? Usually when I am very excited about something, initially I would go all out and put maximum effort at the beginning and end up losing interest / becoming impatient towards the end when things actually matter. It is super unhealthy for me and the people around me and this is something I discovered recently and a lot of things are starting to make sense. No, your husband is being unfair to you, but do you think this is something that is possibly happening? Has he been like this, excited and going all out at first but losing patience / energy towards the end, in other tasks and aspects of his life? If so, then he would need therapy to deal with that. Hope you have a safe pregnancy and early recovery. I think the best way to get through to him is to start a conversation where you first acknowledge how hard this must be for him too. It can't be easy to watch someone you love suffer. And it's not easy to take on more responsibility when your partner needs that support. So start there. Thank him. Tell him you see and appreciate all he's been doing. Then tell him it hurts that he seems so frustrated lately. Remind him that you can't help it, pregnancy is hard. Tell him you feel guilty you can't help out as much and when he gets frustrated you feel even worse about it. Ask him for more support for just a little bit longer. He probably also feels overwhelmed with the move. I'd talk to my doctor and then invite my husband over to meet him, so the doctor can tell him you literally cannot do anything about it and your pain is legit. I know there will be many comments about how he is an asshole and he isn't behaving well. I agree, but now isn't the time for you to go into emotional limbo. Thank you for the advice. I'll see if I can bring him with me to the next appointment. Op. I know you've gotten good advice on how to address the rest of your pregnancy, but I want to give you some additional advice. Once the baby arrives, it's not like you cross some finish line and are all better. It takes on average 3 months after the birth to heal, and that's if you didn't have a C-section or any additional complications. You need to also make sure your husband is aware that as hard as it is now for you to get around, especially right after birth, it's going to be even harder. I could barely walk unassisted for the first few days after giving birth. 3 years later I'm still dealing with back issues / pain. Make sure his expectations are being managed, that you don't miraculously bounce back after baby arrives. If he thinks pregnant wife can't move furniture is bad, I'm excited to see how he does with newborn baby and postpartum wife. My GF keeps telling me to stop getting the second dose of vaccine because it's damaging her mental health. I don't know where to start, but I will get straight to the point. I decide to get the vaccine, because I don't want to risk dying like some of my parents' friend did, or risk any of my health, It's just a needle and some reactions after for maximum 2 days. I am male 18, she is also 18, we've been together for more than a year now. I feel like she is the person that I can tell everything to, just be happy with. She doesn't believe in this corona stuff, says it's all fake. Her parents think the same, all her family, even my dad thinks the same. But I don't make anyone listen to what I believe, like go get the vaccine right. No, nah, I don't do that, but she does, tells me how her mother doesn't want me to get vaccinated. Wish I did, like this is some kind of big secret. She says she is going to a therapist because of some problems, but also because of my decision of not care about her. What she says, that she want me not to be an experiment, because that what she believe the vaccine is. They are Christians, I'm not, even though I've grown up in a family who is strictly Christian. I'm not judging them by saying stuff like, oh you believe in God? So stupid of you, that's not real. And here is my problem with this, since the vaccine she says I'm changed, another person, just because I don't take her seriously with her theories. Wish to me sound kinda not in the right place believing that the government wants me to be an experiment. Some Bill Gates 5 grams stuff, ships. I don't even know what to do. This has gone a bit too far, making me to be a bit more distant. I don't like being talked like him some stupid person for not doing what somebody else is saying, or being talked to like him crazy for getting a damn vaccine. Edit, please don't be rude, thank you. Also English is not my first language. Smile. This is the WordPress file, conspirational stuff she sent me. You can translate it in English if anybody wants. It's 10 pages too much for me to read. You need the second dose to strengthen your immune system. Science doesn't care about your girlfriend's opinion. I'm confused as to how you getting a shot impacts her mental health. How else are you going to get full 5G reception without getting the second shot? This relationship sounds exhausting and you are too young to be saddled with nonsense. If she doesn't want the shot, she doesn't have to get it. But you have bodily autonomy to make that decision for yourself. Yes, well, she says that her mother knows from her medical friend who works in Germany that if you live next to a person who is vaccinated and you aren't, it's bad for you. Still don't know how this affects anybody. Well, I have to be honest, since this vaccine stuff for me it's just not feeling like a real alien ship anymore. She even sent me a 10-page PDF about how is not safe. It's bad and I don't even want to know what's the rest of it. Edit, she really doesn't like when I joke about 5 grams, chips and all that. Wish to me sound nuts to believe such things, but I try to respect her as much as I can. COVID deniers are fools. This would be a deal breaker for me. Do not have a kid with anyone who has so little sense. Looking at your replies, you seem to be struggling with people suggesting you are incompatible because everything was fine until now. Thing is, the honeymoon phase of a relationship, combined with limited experience, you are 18, can make it hard to see other signs of incompatibility. Your comments about her statements about your religious stance are also signs of incompatibility. There are likely others you do not recognize. I'm 47. Been married for 26 years. My oldest kids are now older than you, and recently I gave them this advice. When selecting a life partner, a big part of the relationship is love and excitement and the butterflies. Very important. But also consider that you are testing the waters for long-term partnership in other important aspects as well, such as working together to solve problems, understanding and compromising, knowing that you will be able to be your own person together and apart, supporting each other, sometimes when you don't see eye to eye. A dating relationship in many ways is like an interview for a job. You don't judge the future success based on just one factor. The point being, she's giving you some information that you need use when assessing ending or moving forward with the relationship. What people responding to this post are saying is, for the vast majority of people her position on the vaccination would be the end. I guarantee 30-year-old you would agree with their opinion. Edit, wow. Thanks for the awards everyone. Happy if some of you found this helpful. I too wish I had this point of view in my 20s. My 20F, mother has been cheating on my stepfather/uncle for 7 months and I snapped and told him everything. This might be a long post, so strap in. Also I'm on mobile. Anyway, on to the story. So my mother has been in and out of the house for the past 7 months, as you all know by the title, and up until the last month she finally admitted to me and my 16-year-old sister where she was and has been bribing us to stay quiet. I know it was wrong and I do regret it. Well, as it turns out, she has been seeing someone else and she has been taking my 10-month-old sister with her while ignoring the rest of her children. 2M4 M5 M6 F11 M. I'm not including me, my 16-year-old sister or my 24-year-old brother. I was talking to my stepfather/uncle last night and my mother has been lying about me and has been calling me fat, so I pulled my sister aside and we agreed that it has been going on long enough and told him everything, and I mean everything. Her sleeping with him, wanting to marry him, her taking the youngest to meet him, her admitting that she might even be pregnant even though the doctor said that one more could kill her. But now I'm scared of what will happen and I don't know what to do. I know I did the right thing but I'm just scared. I kind of hope this is fake because this sounds like an absolute clusterfuck of chaos that I can't even begin to unravel. Also, how is your stepfather also your uncle? Did your mother divorce your father and marry her former brother-in-law? What the? Question mark. My stepfather/uncle is my bio dad's younger brother. This sounds like a hot mess. The rest of her children, 2M4 M5 M6 F11 M. I'm not including me, my 16-year-old sister or my 24-year-old brother. It's over. An interesting question is, who is taking care of all the younger kids while mom is off getting her jollies? Let me guess, the older ones that she is sh/t talking up needs to get out of there quick. Is this real? Are we being trolled? I deeply apologize for saying that if this is indeed true, but this is a family clusterfuck of epic proportions. Everyone in this situation needs professional help. This is above anyone's pay grade, especially on this website. 2 children almost killed me. I'd how this woman made it through 9, let alone getting pregnant again. Your mother is wildly irresponsible bringing so many children onto this earth with no intention of giving them a stable life or raising them. She wasn't a good person for cheating on your dad, as well as marrying his brother and then cheating on him. She's also not a good person because she forced you to keep her secret on top of fat shaming you. She made this mess and it's not yours to clean up or help keep her secrets. Understand being worried about your siblings, and if you want to be a part of their lives by helping out with childcare for your dad and uncle, that is your choice. It seems like your mother isn't going to step up anytime soon and handle her responsibilities. At the end of the day, it is your life. Your mom made her decisions and you're allowed to make yours. I hope everything works out for the best. My mother was told after her 4th that she'd die if she had any more. She had 3 more and then died of an aneurysm when I was a baby. She was definitely no hero. She had so many health problems and having 3 more kids was a selfish act. And I can say that confidently even though I was the last. Every fewer baby would have given her older children more of a chance. I felt guilty my whole life, like a burden, because my mother chose to continue on and make everyone's life more difficult just to get that fresh baby smell back in the house.